Welcome
Yeah,
to the new podcast.
Is this what we're going with
This is
now?
the new theme song. This is going to be playing the entire time as well.
Yeah, this is not gonna work.
So tell me about.
This is not gonna work.
Woo!
Please turn it off.
It's podcast time.
It's 8.
8?
Is this podcast 8?
Maybe 9.
I think it's 8 because I think last time I said it was 8 and it was not 8.
Put the number in here.
Watch me be wrong again. Yeah. So I'm James.
I'm Mark.
I'm David.
We're back at it again at
You always do this, and then
YouTube.
you always pretend that I wasn't ready. Oh.
Well, you did just start the podcast.
Yeah, I did. I
So
didn't tell
technically we
anybody.
weren't ready.
I wanted to start with dogs, and then get the energy going.
By the way, listeners, go into Google, type in OMFG dogs,
Yeah,
and you'll see what we're talking about.
that's the way we're doing.
Oh yeah, it just occurred to me some of you didn't grow up in 2000. You don't know about OMFG dogs.
So
I used to pull that up when I got in the computer lab every single day.
on every computer.
On every computer, yeah. I wish I had done that on every computer. I just pulled it up on mine until class started.
I would do stuff like that.
I think another thing to do on Google is like type in Zerg Rush and then hit I'm feeling low.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I used to do that all the time.
Or go to like old Google Doodles, as they're called, and do the Pac-Man one.
Oh fuck! I did that every
Just
single
play
day.
Pac-Man.
There's a Pac-Man doodle where it's just you play Pac-Man. You could
The
easily
maze is shaped like the Google logo.
You could easily just look up Flash games and play real Pac-Man, but for some reason
This
Google,
one feels like an actual Pac-Man game.
for some reason the Google Doodle one was better than any Flash game.
I wonder if Namco actually like helped with that.
I'm sure they did.
Maybe they did.
They would have
Because Google would have had to approach them and say, "Hey, we'd like to do a doodle for your whatever anniversary."
They got the rights, but I wonder if Namco or just someone who works at Google made that. I could look this up, but I'm not gonna.
No need.
Now I've got all these computer class memories, computer room. Because I remember in all of our like graphic design classes in like high school.
Yeah.
All the students would finish their work in 5 minutes. And and then play Minecraft on the computer.
It's like the easiest class ever. If I can advise anybody what classes to take in high school, take a computer class.
Yes, that's what I tell everyone. That's what I told my sister, and she's like, I don't want to do it.
Like even if
you don't understand, it's so easy. You don't have to do anything.
Even if you're not into it, like taking basic graphic design was one of the easiest classes on earth.
Yeah, and you just have to do your work.
Yeah.
Like I sat whenever I took the computer classes, I would sit next to somebody who's never even touched a computer before, and they would finish it about the same time I would.
I shit you not. One of the like 4-week assignments in one of those computer classes was make a PowerPoint.
Yes, I was gonna say, man, I wonder if I can get you. It's a PowerPoint file. I have it saved. I wonder if I can send it to you. But I have we did that assignment, and I would just make PowerPoints for fun. Mm-hmm. Is it the one where you have to do like a Halloween song?
Yes.
We did Christmas. We didn't do Halloween.
But you did Halloween?
Yeah, I went above and beyond on that one.
I did too.
Oh, that's right. You showed me that one. I remember.
I did, yeah.
Well, both of you.
It's called Orange Pumpkins. It's a really shitty song about kids going, orange pumpkins rolling on the ground. It's just that for like a minute.
Yeah.
And
if I remember well, like that song like is irritating on its own.
I made it starts out with some pumpkins dancing around, and then slowly devolves into just pumpkins just killing children.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember.
It has a lot of like. I was playing like Super Metroid at the time, so there's like a pumpkin Metroid, and there's like a Mother Brain pumpkin. I gotta find a way to send this to you.
Yeah, I should have my file on hand somewhere in my computer.
I just remember.
I don't know how I'm going to capture a PowerPoint.
Exactly. we presented it, and then everyone was like, "Hey, can we watch that again?" It's like, "Sure," and then it was like, "Can we watch that one more time?" It was like, "Yeah," and then after we went through everyone else's, someone in the back of the class was like, "Hey, can we watch James's again?"
Really? Okay.
So that was one of my greatest moments. Was making a PowerPoint. Pretty proud of it.
Nice. Our class, it was just this group of guys. We'd like never met each other before, but we sat next to each other that year, and we became pretty close friends. And we all we did was play like Slender. Slender had just come out, and one of us had the files.
How many
for
times
it.
can you play Slender?
Huh?
How many times can
Well, I
you play
mean, you
that?
can't
Play
ever
until
beat
you
it.
win.
You play
Yeah,
until you win,
I guess.
and then once you win, you're done. But like,
What else is there to do?
Winning is the problem. Yeah, Slender had just come out, so one of us had the file, so we just passed it around, and all four of us were playing it. And then I think
I remember that. That's how I got Minecraft. I had a friend who was like,
"Yep,
you want Minecraft?" It's like, yeah. It's like, give me a flash drive. I'll give it back to you in fourth period.
We played.
Like, okay.
We all played Portal together at the same time, and it was really fun because we would be like, "How do you get past this thing?" or something like that, and then like,
Oh, that's cool.
we all beat it at different times, but they were around the same time. So like, one of us was just like, "Oh, this is really cool. Don't look at my screen if you don't want to like know what happens
Yeah.
at the end."
Yeah, that was another cool thing about the computer classes, because everyone in there, like, probably more than 50% of the people that are in there are nerds.
yeah,
Like, people like us.
knew more than the teacher.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was so shocked whenever we got to college. I was teaching the fucking teacher how to use Photoshop.
Oh yeah, that first semester.
It was a
I think we had the
Photoshop
same-
class.
It was like assignments that were like 3 pages long, and I would look at them and be like, I know how to do this in 2 steps.
Yes.
And then it'd be done for the day,
It was
and I would leave early.
ridiculous. But also, to put that in perspective, whenever I was taking my Intro to Computers class, the same semester, there was a guy who sat next to me who didn't know how to make a fucking folder.
See, I understand
So-
the point of the class. It just, I knew everything already.
Yeah, it's crazy. Any last computer class memories?
I remember I infected my class with Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft was a huge thing because it had just come out.
Minecraft.exe.
Like, in the beginning.
Well,
of the-
actually, it didn't just come out, but like people were getting files.
That's when it was,
Yeah.
I think, at its
That's when people were starting to
biggest.
figure out, like,
Yes.
we could just put a file in, they won't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But, like, I got a flash drive with Minecraft on it from a friend, and then I put it on my computer, and then some other nerds from my class, like, looked over their shoulder and saw that I had it, and like, hey, can I get that? I'm like, sure.
Yeah,
and
that's
I passed
how-
it around, and then they passed it to their friends, and then at one point we had about a whole entire wall full of Minecraft.
Yeah, I mean, like, computer games, especially in classes like that, is like a virus. It just starts somewhere and then it spreads.
Yeah.
That was also the crazy thing is that the teacher was like, well, you're done with your work, so I mean,
Yeah.
you still got 40 minutes.
The teacher,
I don't care.
Our teacher like had like drills that was just like, okay, so this is what's gonna happen is if another teacher comes in, I'm gonna do this.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And like everybody just like go to your desktop or something, look like you're busy.
Yeah, if like the principal walked
Yeah,
in.
because like they
It's like
used
minimize, hurry,
to. Yeah.
minimize.
Or they also eventually, I think my senior year, they had like a lockout program with all the computers were connected. So like if the the teacher ever wanted you to stop playing
just hit a
Minecraft for a
button.
fucking second, they can like lock it out and
That's
then
funny.
the screen would go black.
I remember like the guy next to me was playing like StarCraft or something.
Really?
And then like I was like considering like I could bring my copy of Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I never did. But because then I would not want to leave the classroom.
Right. I remember we had to do a video PSA. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, I was just talking about this the other day with someone. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember mine.
Ours were we were supposed to do a PSA, like a serious PSA on something, but our group decided we wanted to. It's the same group, the video game group, to do a video on like it was a satirical thing on like violent video games are bad for kids because violent video games makes kids violent, and
I think everyone who plays video games and goes to school does a report on that at some point.
So-
it feels like.
So ours was like I thought we were super smart, and I still think we were very clever for making that video. Where it was just like, the message was like, video games are making kids more violent, and then like it gave an example from like Mortal Kombat, and then the real life version of that was they had two guys hit each other and go like, oh, gee, fuck. Well, we didn't swear, we were in school, but like it was just like, oh man, and they started crying and hugging each other. It's like, oh, I don't want to fight anymore. And then the GTA thing was GTA 4, because 5 wasn't out at the time, and smashed a window, stole the car, and then cut to the reality version was like, he's just fucking with the door handle forever and he can't get in. He's just like, well, I can't get in.
Was the message video games can't make you violent?
Yes, it was a it was, I don't know what it's called.
You're too weak.
It's just like, yeah, but like, I don't know. I thought, I have to pull that video up somewhere. I'm sure I have it.
I think you showed me like clips of the live action bits that you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are not actors.
No.
Or better put, it's definitely filmed like you were in high school.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
I don't have mine. But I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
It was me and a group of 3 other girls, and like we were in groups of 2, but we filmed our stuff in a group of 4.
Uh-huh.
So we both had the same exact footage.
Oh, really?
And we had the same exact topic, but it was just edited differently. So what it was over like drunk driving, and in this video, like, it's like a video of me getting run over by a car.
I think I've seen this.
Really? I don't have that file.
Or maybe somebody did something similar, because I remember... No, it was somebody else who did something similar, because we had another person in our class that got himself run over by a car.
It was like, this is why you shouldn't drink and drive. And then it was a video of me, like, pretending to get hit by a car. And then also, we got, like, the police officer, that worked at the school to, like, say something.
I remember what it was now. Our teacher used yours as an example. That's what it was.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So, there was the normal version that played first, and then right after that, we played ours, which was the same one, except I edited it. Mm-hmm. So, it was really stupid. It's me getting hit by the car, and it's like playing like some fucking metal music in the background. And it cuts to the police officer, and he's like muted, but it's like subtitles, and it just says, "You fool," in like all caps. That's all I remember from it.
I don't think she showed that one, but I saw.
She probably showed the good one. Because it was like, we had the same footage. We'll just have to make it different, I guess.
What was another interesting thing that happens in computer classes?
Well, this isn't indicative of every computer class, but I had a stapler thrown at me.
Oh, yeah. That's typical.
I made someone mad, and as I was leaving the classroom, he's like, "Hey, James," and I turned around and threw a fucking stapler at me, but it missed me, and I just kept walking. And then I, like, turned to the person I was walking with, was like, "Did I throw a fucking stapler at me?" I don't know if he got in trouble with that. I just, like, played it cool and walked off. But it was like, I was almost hit with a fucking stapler.
That would have hurt for like a few seconds.
A lot. No, like a metal stapler at my head. Would have definitely hurt.
Did you even know who this person was?
Yes, I'm not.
Okay, no names.
You know who it is too.
I think I do, exactly.
I'm just, cool guy.
You ever had those kids who would just like take a stapler and just staple themselves with it on purpose?
Yeah, I wonder what those kids are doing now.
Drugs.
Drugs.
It's the beginning.
Yeah, once the high of getting hit with a stapler, with a staple, getting stapled, that's the term. Getting stapled.
I accidentally stapled myself once, and it hurt like hell. I don't know why people would do that on purpose.
Kids are weird. The same kids that, like, would take, like, just powder at lunch and snort it, just
Oh, I knew somebody like that.
Just, like, grind up stuff. Like, hey, I'll snort this if you give me a quarter.
Definitely,
like, don't do that.
In middle school, I was definitely in the Beavis and Butthead group.
Yeah.
We were fucking dumb. We had somebody in my group was like, "I'm gonna snort salt," and he put a bunch of salt down. His nose started bleeding, and then he had to go to the nurse.
Yeah, it's little tiny crystals.
Yeah,
they're sharp.
It was pretty dumb.
Your nose is sensitive.
But we had a good laugh.
Dumbass.
At his expense.
Dumbass kid.
Pay me a quarter and I'll snort this salt for you. Okay. I'll give you $1 not.
I don't know if I've told this, but I accidentally snorted lemonade once.
Snorted lemonade?
I laughed. The straw was right. It was like a Capri Sun. The straw was right next to my nose, and it shot up. And it was like, oh! And for the rest of the day, I could only smell lemons.
You do a reverse, laughing so hard, milk comes out of your nose. You do the reverse of that.
Milk went up my nose. Just absorbed. So, what's the point of this podcast?
I don't know. You just wanted one.
Yeah. Well, I've been watching anime.
Wow.
Because I talked to you a little bit about this, but we weren't recording last
Yes.
time. I watched like one anime last year, so my resolution this year is to watch more, and maybe
good.
watch some that I've been putting off for years. So I'm finally watching Full Metal Alchemist.
You still haven't watched that?
I am now.
It's
That's
one
amazing.
of my favorite shows on earth.
I'm watching Brotherhood. I'm like halfway through.
It's good.
Brotherhood.
Like literally halfway through
was,
part 3. So
talking to David yesterday. Brotherhood is pretty much like top 3 for me. Like top 5.
everyone,
For sure.
Everyone at home knows this, but hey, that's a good show.
Yeah, I mean, like,
who would have thought?
it isn't everybody's, and it's it really depends on your taste. Because my coworker said that he didn't really get into it, and that's fair, But for me, it's like the perfect show. It in my opinion.
I think for me, once the story got going, I was really into it.
Yes. To anybody who hasn't watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I personally would recommend watching the second episode first.
Yeah, that first episode has nothing to do.
The first episode is
With
kind
anything.
of a tone setter, but at the same time, it's kind of completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
And really, I don't know. I rewatched it recently and thought this would not get me into the show
They
I watched it
probably
first.
thought the second episode wasn't strong enough to like catch like viewers, so they're like, let's just make something to,
Wasn't
Yeah.
the second
because
episode
that beginning's super important.
Wasn't the second episode where
They explain what happened to the kids, I believe.
Yeah. The first episode is just a random fight that has nothing to do with the story.
Yeah.
With some character I guess you don't ever see again.
No, you never see him
Okay.
again.
No,
Completely
The
irrelevant.
guy with
you
ice
do,
powers.
but he dies.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, what do you think
spoiler.
about? Well,
Sorry.
it's the first episode.
I thought he died in the first episode, so
He did.
Okay.
Yeah. So watch if you haven't seen it before and you want to get into it, watch the second episode of Brotherhood.
And then watch the first.
And then watch the first one eventually because it's
Still
not
good-
terrible.
still a good episode.
Just not a good first episode
There's
because
just no point.
it doesn't give you a very good impression. Because I can easily see somebody watching that for the first time after
and
hearing
being
a bunch of people giving it glowing reviews like I am. Watch the first episode and think this is boring, and then not continue.
Or you could just completely ignore us and just watch it normally.
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
Watch it. Start
You're
with
a strong,
episode 1.
independent woman.
Makes sense to me. Start with episode 1.
Yeah.
But that episode has a lot of characters that are not introduced yet. I feel like that episode was for people that watched the original series and
Maybe.
knew the
Definitely.
characters. Because it
Maybe.
was I know these characters just through osmosis,
Yeah.
just being on the internet. But if I didn't know anything about the show, I don't think I would know what the fuck is going on.
Now I know what you're thinking. Audience.
Now I know what you're thinking.
Audience. There are 2 shows, Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal
Oh, yeah.
Alchemist Brotherhood. Which one do I watch? Watch Brotherhood, in my opinion. Watch Brotherhood first. Brotherhood is a more streamlined version of the story, and it is more...
It actually follows the manga.
It follows the manga because the manga had already completed at the time of that one being made.
Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist, not Brotherhood.
The original.
Yeah, the original.
OG Alchemist.
OG Alchemist was being created while the manga was still going, so at a point it caught up.
I was
and
reading about
it. Was thinking,
They
what do I do now?
The actual creator wanted it to be different, so that when she wrote the manga, it wouldn't be the same thing again.
Ah.
She approved of all the changes.
Yeah. I mean, nothing about it isn't... I mean, I guess it would be not canon. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's whatever you want to believe.
It's like the Evangelion movie.
It's 2 different
just
shows.
another version.
Yeah, it's 2 different shows, 2 different versions of what happened. I watched Brotherhood on Toonami, and starting the other day, I'm starting the original series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I wanted to get into it. They also just dropped the live action movie onto Netflix, just out of nowhere. I didn't know anything about it.
I've heard that's not good.
I watched it.
But what do I know?
I liked it. I didn't have any problems with it actually.
I like it.
It takes creative liberties with some things. Like things are rushed in a way that because it has to fit into one movie.
I might be thinking of the Attack on Titan movie.
Yeah,
Yes,
the Attack on
you are
Titan
thinking
movie
of the
sucks.
Attack on Titan movie.
Everyone who has watched it is like, don't watch it.
I
'cause
haven't heard anything about people's reactions to the Full Metal Alchemist live action movie, but I thought it was good. I liked it a
I
lot.
might be thinking of the wrong thing.
I've seen bits and pieces of the Attack on Titan movie. It's weird because in the animated series, it takes place in, like, I want to say ancient dystopian Europe.
Are you talking about the setting?
Yes.
One of my favorite things about it is just alternate Germany.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
But in the movie, it takes place in, I guess, dystopian Japan, to where it's like,
oh, fucking, I'm thinking
Really?
about Full Metal Alchemist. I forgot you're talking about Attack on Titan.
no,
I'm so
Well, Attack
sorry.
on Titan's
Yeah.
kind of like that
It's
too.
they're both sort of the same.
they have European architecture.
The Japanese
Yeah.
like European things.
Were there? I haven't watched Attack on Titan in years. Were there cars?
No.
No. Okay. Before cars.
Maybe in the live action movie because it takes place in modern day Japan.
There's Hondas.
There's, like, in one scene, it was showing a building, like a skyscraper collapsing, and there was a helicopter in the scene.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yikes.
That is pretty different.
I mean, it makes sense in, like, the design concept for the 3D maneuver gear. Like, how could
Yeah.
somebody from ancient times know how to build something like that?
Yeah.
It's weird, like what Japanese movies will try to do to cut corners.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know. Because like in the Full Metal, in the Attack on Titan one, it was just like it's set in modern day Japan because nowhere in Japan looks like anything like where Attack on Titan takes place.
Right.
Yeah.
And like in the Full Metal Alchemist movie, spoilers,
Okay.
there is a character who turns into a gigantic monster at a point,
Yeah.
but they kill that character off early in the
Really?
movie. Not early in the movie, but earlier than it would have happened
Uh-huh.
in the show.
Uh-huh.
And I was just thinking, maybe they just did that because they couldn't make a giant monster.
Maybe.
Maybe because they wanted to save some money.
They're like, I'm not animating
Or maybe
that.
they were trying to
yeah,
fit, or maybe they were trying to fit a 50-episode series into one movie.
I'm sure, but like I'm thinking about like they cut a lot of characters out. There are some like really fun characters that don't make an appearance. Like Bradley doesn't show up in the movie. Yeah, I was so surprised.
He is like a main character.
It's not the full series is what the
Yeah.
movie is.
I mean,
it's
you
only a
gotta
section of it.
really
But Bradley
convince-
doesn't make an appearance. They do mention Fuhrer. They
Uh-huh.
never say Bradley at any point. And
not speak his name.
Father never makes an appearance.
The two like big like antagonists.
Yes.
So what's the movie based on?
Oh, and also baldy mustache Bronson. He doesn't show up. I can't think of his name.
Armstrong.
Armstrong. Thank you.
Major Armstrong?
There's a couple Armstrongs.
Major Armstrong doesn't show up, and he's like probably one of my favorite characters from the show.
Yeah. Everyone
Um,
loves him.
His sister's also cool.
Mm-hmm.
oh, I love Amelia.
I'm like just getting into that part in the show. That
Yeah.
arc.
The whole like story of Full Metal Alchemist is amazing because it's just like, it takes forever, but like every section of it like is just leading on to the next, and they all matter in like unraveling the story of what everything is about. You know?
Yeah.
I really love shows where it just like introduces you to a huge cast and they're all lovable characters and you like them, you love the story that they have and all that. Full Metal Alchemist does it, My Hero Academia does it, Attack on Titan
shows for sure.
Attack on Titan does that to an extent, Naruto does it, Dragon Ball Z, the list goes on and on, but I really love shows like that.
Yeah. I haven't seen the live action JoJo, but I heard that's good too.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
The production
They
value
made the
of it,
stands look like they should.
Yeah.
Which is what I was worried about.
Is that
Is it still stylized?
There's two parts. The first part's out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They look like Crazy Diamond looks like Crazy Diamond, but he's got like a diamond texture too. So it actually looks even cooler in the live action movie, I think.
Well, all right.
They're pretty faithful.
I'll
to their
probably
designs.
like a movie version of Part 4 more than the show. So
I'm guessing it's just it looked like the first part was just like, you know, like Okuyasu's house that fight's in there.
oh, okay, yes, with
Like the
Bad Company.
yeah, and Koichi's in there, and I don't know how much of it because there's only going to be two parts. I'm assuming the whole Kira thing's going to be the second part.
I mean, I would hope.
Pretty
I
condensed.
mean, Kira doesn't show up until like the last half of
like
part
the second
4.
half. Yeah, he like. Yeah, and then he's a huge focus of part 4
Yeah.
after that second half. But yeah, I want to see Killer Queen be real.
This is just a cat.
It's just a pink cat, but strong.
Let's see. Whatever. There are more live action movies that were coming out. Like Gintama had a live action movie, which is just an arc that they've already made into a movie.
Mm-hmm.
They fucking love that arc. I don't know why. It's a good arc. It's one of their first major ones. And then they made it into an animated movie. And then they're making it a live action movie.
Mm-hmm.
They just love that arc. I don't know.
You know they're making a live action Lion King?
Yeah.
Live action? Okay, so they're also making...
So...
I want to change the subject so bad.
But all the characters are going to be... They said... But they're all going to be, like, CGI. So you're just animating it again.
Mm-hmm.
That's not live action.
No, it's not.
So what's the point? Besides money. Anyway.
Hollywood's out of ideas, so let's scrape the bottom of that barrel.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, anime. I also watched Golden Boy.
Yes. Which I'd only seen clips from, but looks hilarious.
It's really funny and really perverted. It's like 6 episodes.
I don't actually know what that is.
It's a weird, like, 90s anime. Here's
the clip of the swimming pool.
Oh, that's series.
That's all I had to say, and you knew.
Yeah, it's all... The whole series is just stuff like that. It's funny. And it's a fucking, like, vaporwave YouTuber's fucking dream.
Really?
I'm like... Every single shot is like, there's a gif of this somewhere on YouTube.
Just because of the art style.
Set to like a chill anime beats to study to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's an old anime art
Lo-fi
style.
hip-hop.
Yeah.
And I love lo-fi hip-hop, by the way.
Back when it was all... a majority of it was hand-drawn.
Yeah. It's that old style, and it's really good, too.
I watched a couple episodes of Cardcaptor Sakura, and like the animation value to those are just amazing.
I think that's on my list. Things to watch this year.
It's like you didn't have to be this amazing, but you did. And the animation's all hand drawn, and it's somebody put a lot of effort and talent into it.
And then the other anime I watched, which I know you've also watched before me, is Devilman Crybaby.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, that was.
Let's talk about Devilman.
That was a ride.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
David, have you seen it yet?
Not yet.
It's probably the most...
It's a ride.
Probably the most, like, violent, unforgiving, and... like...
Just brutal.
It's... I had rehearsed something for this before, but I had forgotten what I was going to say. It's just vile in every sense.
It's fucking rude.
And it was awesome.
Some rude shit.
Yeah, there's some rude shit. I've never seen a show, like, go to this extent before.
Yeah, like, there are some scenes that are like, can they actually legally show that? And I was like, I guess it's Netflix, it's not actually on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, the original Devilman was a lot more violent.
The manga.
Yeah.
Which was confusing to me because I was just aware of the Toei animation.
Yeah, which you told me about.
Did I talk about this on the show?
No, you told me.
Okay, there's a Toei animation... Well, okay. Originally, Go Nagai made a manga that was always violent, full of drugs and sex and stuff like that. 50 years
ago.
Yeah, so long ago, and it's like one of the first really big manga. And for whatever reason, Toei was like, "Hey, we want to make a show out of one of your manga." So he gave him like there was 2 different manga, Devilman and like Devilman Light.
Okay.
Kind of. And so they basically made Devilman Light, and he like calls out all of his attacks like Devil Kick, Devil Punch, Devil Chop, and it's like rated G. So I was expecting something.
You're expecting that?
I wasn't expecting that, but I thought it was a darker version of that, and then I found out the truth, and I was like, oh, it was always fucked up.
Yeah. If you don't like fucked up shit,
it's fucked up.
You might not like this.
No, I've already told David the ending because he saw the ending, didn't you?
Really?
Yes.
David saw the ending.
In passing, by accident.
So I can talk about it. So the spoilers for Devilman Crybaby.
Okay, skip to this time code. Mark, you better add a time code.
Add it.
Okay.
So the world ends, and the only one I can compare this to is End of Eva. Because like, End of Eva straight up is like...
I think it
took inspiration from this.
Yeah.
Where the world ends, but the reason I like this one a bit more is because the villain gets fucked over in the end.
Yeah.
Because he succeeds, but at the last moment he realizes that he loved Akira.
and he's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and then he like looks over and Akira's dead, and the world's gone. So that's great. But also you get like an ambiguous thing at the end where it's kind of like, in my opinion, how I interpret it is the world gets recreated after
Oh yeah,
that.
with the like
all the
angel nukes coming down.
In the beginning, you see the scene.
That happens in the beginning.
You see the angel nukes come down, but in the explanation was that demons already existed on Earth whenever angels came to create life. So now I think it was always God's plan in the show to have the demons kind of like fight it out on Earth, and then completely wipe out everything,
recreate it,
and then start over. And now there are no demons on Earth, and the world gets recreated at the end. That's how I interpreted it, and that's why I like the ending.
Yeah,
because I like to think that
I like that. Yeah,
there's a different version of the Earth where you get to see Akira and his girl on the motorcycle at the end of that episode.
Oh yeah. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's actually the reason I watched Golden Boy, is because I finished Devilman, and it's like, alright, I need to watch something that's lighthearted and funny now, because that was fucking depressing.
Yeah, I actually remember whenever Mark finished it, I walked back in to check up on him, and then he was watching Haruhi.
I forgot.
He was watching man.
He was watching one of the more fun episodes of Haruhi, which
Yeah.
is a lot.
I've like immediately after finishing Devilman Crybaby, I popped in the Blu-ray of Melancholy. But man, what a ride!
I don't know what I'm gonna watch next. I think I might try.
You could do what Mark's doing and just watch all of Naruto Shippuden.
Okay, to explain.
See, I'm not gonna do like 100 episode series.
To segue. Now I've been trying to finish Naruto Shippuden. And I've been watching Naruto episodes like it was my fucking job.
You get paid for it?
I wish I got paid for it. I would be so rich right now.
He's actually paying somebody to do that.
In the last couple months, I've watched like 200 episodes of Naruto Shippuden. Now, what spurred this? Because when I was in middle school, or whenever, I watched Naruto on Toonami, just like any other person my age. And I loved it. And then at a point, Toonami... Well, first of all, Toonami played all of the original series of Naruto. And only up to a point with Shippuden, the follow-up series.
Okay.
And then so they stopped showing Shippuden on Toonami. And then for some reason, Disney XD started showing Shippuden.
Heavily censored.
Heavily censored. And they cut it off just a little bit after Toonami did. So I was just like, well, I guess I'll die. And I stopped watching the show, and years passed, and I never followed up on it. I had already just been, like, forgotten about Naruto. I never planned on ever watching it again.
Yeah.
And then the Boruto show came out. And then on a whim, I was like, I'll check out a couple episodes of Boruto. And then you see, like, adult versions of characters I grew up with. Yeah. I'm like, oh fuck, I loved this. And so I went back, and now I'm trying to finish Shippuden, which is a crazy task. I'm almost done. But
I missed out on that show. I watched some episodes on and off, like in middle school, but that's about it. When I had a bunch of friends that liked it, and I have friends now that talk about it, and it's like, man, I missed that. That and like Dragon Ball are both huge shows that I like.
Yeah, we've definitely missed Dragon Ball Terrain.
I'm glad I have Naruto for that, because there are so many people who are like, oh, I grew up on Dragon Ball Z, and it was just like they know everything about Dragon Ball Z. I don't know anything about that. I missed that.
They talk about like, oh, remember this fight scene, and it's like, man, I wish I could relate to this.
Yeah,
I missed out on this.
There's there's also people post on Tumblr that like, where were you when Lee dropped his weights? That was super iconic, and like I remember watching that the first time and like completely losing it the first time I saw it.
I think I missed out on shows like that, especially Dragon Ball, because I was like at a time in my life when I was like old enough to be like, fuck cartoons. I'm a grown up now.
Yeah.
And then I watched a bunch of like live action shows, and then years later I was like, man, cartoons are good. And so there's like a chunk of my life where there's cartoons from that era that I just missed.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Because like everybody goes through that phase where it's just like, I'm an adult now, I like adult things, but then when you grow up a bit more, you're like, being an adult sucks. I want to be a kid.
But also, at the same time, I watched, like, The Office and, like, Seinfeld before anyone my age did. So I have, like, really distinct memories of those. So, give and take.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And plus, like, Naruto was my gateway drug. Because you get, like... Because I was thinking about...
Is that, like, the first anime you watched?
Well, no.
That got you into it?
But to explain my illusion is that, like... so there are different drugs you can compare anime to. You've got your vaccinations when you're kids. When you're a kid, you get vaccinated. And that's your Pokemon. That's your... what have you?
4 Kids, One Piece.
4 Kids, One Piece. It's just like, you don't even know it's anime. You don't know anything about it, but it's something that you have to take. No, you don't have to take it, but
it's on.
You're exposed to when you're a kid.
You're a kid and it's on.
And like, so then you get into your Narutos, your Bleach, your Dragon Ball, which is like marijuana. It's just like... It gets you. It super gets you, but you have to like try a little bit to find it. You don't just accidentally find marijuana. You have to make an effort.
You're not just openly given marijuana.
Yeah, and then you get like your seasonal anime, which is like, that's like, you're already a heroin addict if you're watching seasonal anime. You're just injecting that in your veins like every week. And it's like, what's the next show? Give me the next show. And scratching your veins, and then you get like that special imported uncut Colombian cocaine, which is your Neon Genesis Evangelions, your
Devilman Crybaby.
Your Devilman Crybabies. It's just like even people who watch anime regularly won't watch those sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's my whole metaphor with the addictiveness and where you are. As a person when watching anime.
Yep, anime is a beautiful drug.
I think the first anime I watched was probably Pokemon.
Yeah,
but the anime I watched, the one of me that watched more, was actually Fooly Cooly. Because that would be on at 2 a.m. on Adult Swim, and I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to keep watching this, though.
That was actually my way with Full Metal Alchemist. Because like before, like anybody else, I would be watching Pokemon, Naruto, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then... late at nights, past my bedtime,
Adult Swim
would come on, and they would be playing Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
I would be watching like, what is this?
Oh my god! So I liked Naruto a lot. Like I said, that was my gateway drug, and then like Full Metal Alchemist was like the first show that told me, showed me that like story could be like huge, like and more adult. You know, it's bigger in scale.
Yeah, that was another thing. It was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't a cartoon, but it's not for kids.
Exactly, yeah.
And it looks good. Not like Family Guy. That's also the same age where I watched Family Guy and thought it was cool, because I'm not supposed to be watching it.
I don't know if we mentioned this on the show, but like David and I used to watch Family Guy, but we would like have the volume like super...
Oh, me too.
Low volume. And one of us would have like the door cracked and like watching for our parents to come around. It's like, oh, we're not supposed to be watching Family Guy. This is adult cartoon.
I would have my... We must talk about this. I just talked about this. I would have, like, a saved channel, and...
And then just, like, quickly...
Would come on. When a parent would come in, I would hit that button, and it would just jump to, like...
I wasn't masturbating!
Animal Planet, or Disney
I wasn't watching Family Guy.
I don't know anything about Stewie. I was like, okay... checking on you.
Good night.
If I find out you're watching Family Guy, I'll disown you. Weird thing to say.
Our parents were like super against The Simpsons, which
You know what was weird is that like when I was growing up, we would watch like King of the Hill together.
Yeah.
And then like suddenly we stopped because of my parents were like, it was the episode where they're using like. They're getting this, like, fish bait. It's like, wow, this is really working. We're catching a lot of fish. And it's, like, drugs. Oh. They don't realize that they've been buying drugs this whole time.
Do you think that's what stopped it?
And then I guess my dad was like, this isn't for kids.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't...
I think I actually did watch, like, several episodes of...
It's not, like, offensive, though.
Yeah, it's not.
King of the Hill just follows a Texan family.
It is the Texas experience.
It's got adult themes, but it's not done in a...
Family Guy way.
Yeah. In
It's
a
not
Family
done
Guy way.
it's not done in an appropriate way, whereas like just in your face comedy.
There are adult situations,
Yeah.
but not bad adult situations.
Yeah.
They're just like, I gotta go to the DMV today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. My parents let me watch several episodes of The Simpsons until they found out that it was not for kids, and then I was barred off. So I was confused why I couldn't watch The Simpsons anymore. Same thing with like anime. Like we had like Princess Mononoke on VHS.
Oh, I definitely watch anime like when everyone was asleep.
We had some like our parents had just like been like, if it's animated, it's for kids, and my dad still feels that way, which is why I know I will never be able to convince him otherwise. But they used to get VHS tapes from Hollywood Video that was like, one was like an anime that like fucked me up because it, like the subject matter was so dark, and my parents just left me alone in the room, and I was so scared of what was going on I can barely remember it. There's also the fucking Street Fighter fucking movie. Does anybody else remember this?
I remember
The
that.
live action one?
No, the animated one. There was a Street Fighter movie where
never saw
like
that.
Ryu has like a little brother who shows up, and then they have a fight, and then for whatever reason, Ryu's little brother gets melded into another fighter, and then like he still has like the little brother's face is like on his like abs,
I don't like
and it's fucked up.
That would creep me out as a kid.
It still scares me. Not good. I don't know why they did that for Street Fighter.
Yeah, those old Street Fighter like cartoons and stuff are interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we gotta make a story about based off a game where you just punch each other.
Yeah. How do we do that? I don't know. Maybe not meld a face to an ab? I don't know.
Maybe. Well,
That fucked me up.
here, I'm gonna give you... This is gonna be a shorter episode, but I will leave you with the story
Okay.
that happened at work yesterday.
Okay. I still have more stuff to talk about. Not just anime. I got some movies I just watched, but...
Oh, yeah. Well,
Go ahead and tell your story.
let me tell you the story.
Yes.
Because this is some whack-ass shit. There's a lot of, like... On, like, the, like, rankings of fucking wildest shit I've heard from a customer, this is, like, number one.
Okay.
And
This is also the reason we're doing a podcast today, is because you texted me and said, I have some stories to tell.
I have some stories.
I have some whack-ass stories.
I got some whack-ass... Like, this is above, like, the customer that wanted me to print a black and white copy in color. And I had to explain to them that that's impossible. And above the customer that wanted me to hole punch through a pillow and wouldn't believe me when I said I literally cannot do this. And she was like, "Can you just try?" And I was like, "I don't have to try. I know it won't."
Wow.
This is... So, I witnessed this. I wasn't actually, like...
An active party.
Yeah, but, I mean, I was present for this.
Right.
It was my coworker. It's this woman, she was returning a bunch of...
Dildos.
Definitely stolen stuff. Not dildos, but garage door openers and 7 different kinds of, like doorbells.
Those could be dildos if you try hard enough.
Anything can if you try hard enough. What is your point?
Continue.
And I think I've dealt with her before, where she is like, she's like, "Oh, my grandpa bought this and he's not here, so I'm returning it. I'll just get store credit." And it's like 7 different type of like unopened packages of like doorbells. It's like, why would you buy so many fucking doorbells? And like the total's like over $300 and it denies the return. And I was like, yeah. The register denied it. And she's like, "Oh, that's okay." It's like, if you bought these, you'd be upset that you're not getting your over $300
Right.
back.
So
Anyway,
like,
I'm pretty sure it's the same woman because she's like returning the same stuff.
Right.
But that's not the crazy part.
Mhm.
The crazy part is what my coworker told me. She was like, "Yeah, I'm going through some. I just need store credit because I'm going through a hard time right now. I just need some extra money and so I can get some stuff here." So
Right.
okay, and it's like, so she's like, what type of wood would you? What would be the best wood to use to make a coffin? And so my coworker is like, Pinewood. Pine would be the best way.
Balsa.
And so she's like, okay, because I need to make like a small. It's like for a baby. It's like a small coffin.
Oh, come
What
on.
the fuck? No, they're fucking with you.
And she's like, and it's like, yeah, just I can't afford a funeral, so I just need to make it. Anyway, I'll go check out the wood.
What the fuck?
And it's like, what?
Wow.
First of all, just get a crate. And second of all, why would you make... What the fuck?
Oh
why would you
God.
say that and just be like, yeah, it's a normal thing to say?
She could just be fucking with you, because like I've had a friend.
I mean, probably. She's like, this is a story that'll make it seem legitimate.
because like yeah,
Except it's insane.
Yeah.
I've had friends who'd like play a game at Walmart where he would just buy the most the most things that would raise a red
the
flag for
Walmart,
somebody.
where you get 3 items and...
Yeah, you'd buy like a shovel, some duct tape, and
Yeah.
some condoms.
Just like 3 things of bleach in like a rag.
You know, it's funny. There was a training video about that. Like, you know, oh, I need to buy all this. And it's like, those are the ingredients to you can make a bomb with that.
Yeah.
Sure. If you see someone buying all this, you should maybe report them. And it's like, I don't know enough about bombs to even notice. I don't make bombs in my spare time. The whole scenario just felt like a Always Sunny episode.
I don't know if I'm just imagining this or not, but like I think in the beginning sequence of American Assassin, he's like looking up on Google how to make bombs. And I'm not sure if that actually happened.
How to make bomb.
How to make bombs.
FBI do not track.
He's in incognito mode.
And then another thing that happened yesterday. This one's not as crazy. Went to Bush's Chicken. Didn't feel like cooking. It's Tender Tuesday. You get like 24 chicken tenders and like 4 rolls.
That's a good deal.
And I think a side for like $11.99.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah.
Are we hawking?
It's for multiple people, by the way. I didn't eat it all by myself.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I should say that.
Sure.
I didn't eat 24 chicken tenders by myself.
This episode is sponsored by Bush's Chicken.
Check it out
be sure
today.
Tuesday, check it out.
Every
because
Tuesday.
Tender Tuesday, you get more tenders for your chicken. You're feeding your chicken, I guess.
Bush's Chicken. I'm loving it.
More.
I don't know what their slogan
More
is.
cluck for your buck, motherfucker.
More cluck for your buck. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, Bushes, actually sponsor us, please.
If you actually sponsor this, that'd be great. You know, we make no money from this, so
Hashtag no ad.
get that chicken money.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Cluck bucks.
but after my experience, I don't know if they could afford it.
Okay.
Anyway, continue with the story.
It was like,
Bush's Chicken, our sponsor.
I'm throwing you under the bus, Bushes. I wanted your combo, so I give her my card, and she comes back out, and she's like, yeah, we're out of rolls. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, just silent. And I was like, well, okay. I mean, I'll have the rest of my order.
Yeah.
She's like, okay. And I was like, well, maybe I can I don't know if it's too late. Maybe I can substitute it for something else.
I'm just sorry. I was just imagining myself in that situation where it's like, sorry, we're out of rolls, and then just like a little bit of awkward silence, and could you make some more? That would have been probably genuinely what I would have said.
Could you make some more? I really want some rolls. Well, no, she comes back, and I'm like, I don't know if it's too late, because I already paid for it, but can I, get something else? And she's like, let me ask my manager.
Oh, that's
She's
always...
probably, 16 or 17.
Yeah.
Probably
A
her first
freshman.
job, yeah. And she comes back, and she's like, okay, my manager said you can have an Oreo cookie,
What the fuck?
some dressing, or some
An
jalapenos.
Oreo.
They sell Oreos?
Apparently.
One of them just brought a container of Oreos.
I'm just like, I'll take the Oreos because the other option is just condiments that are free, or I guess just a bag of jalapenos. She just said jalapenos.
One, I didn't even know they had jalapenos there.
Yeah.
And two, Do you sell Oreos?
I was like,
That doesn't even feel like it would make sense with a chicken meal.
I didn't want to be that customer. It's like, oh, I'm entitled this.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to speak to the manager. I just wanted to be like, hey, can I just get something else?
Right.
So I was like, I guess I'll take Oreos. And it was just 8 Oreos. And it's like, I could get Oreos anywhere.
Yeah.
So, pushes, what the fuck? I work in customer service. You want to go, like, beyond. You want to be like, oh, okay, well, take one of these sides.
I don't know. If I were in that situation, I would have said, we were out of rolls, so I gave you more tenders. Or
yeah, or like...
That's you don't even have to say anything.
I would have been like, you want the side and get mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
It's like, hell yeah, I want some mashed potatoes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway, I got some Oreos at home.
Yeah.
While we're still on the topic of crazy customers,
Uh-huh.
I work at a convenience store, and there was one time there was this lady who came in. I was working with a...
Oh, I think you told me this story.
Yeah.
It's good.
I was working with one of my female employees, or coworkers, not employees. I don't own the place. But there was this crazy woman who came in and talked to my female coworker.
Mm-hmm.
This shit's whack. Go ahead.
And like they're off to the side
Already.
They're off to the side talking about something, and I'm just dealing with customers. And then later on, I see her grab a cup and head to the bathroom with the lady who she's...
I don't like this.
With the crazy lady.
Where's this going?
And they do whatever they did in there. And
Who knows?
Who knows?
Reenact 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Then the crazy
Why,
lady...
Mark?
Because I live on the early internet. I lived during the early internet. I didn't watch it, I swear. Go ahead.
I haven't either, but...
The crazy lady leaves with the cup that my coworker grabbed earlier. And then we wait until it dies down, and then I look over to her and ask, so what the hell was that about?
Uh-huh.
And then she says, oh yeah, well, she just asked me to pee in a cup for her, and I'm like, what?
And you just did it?
Yes, like, what the fuck? And I just told her, like, yeah, she's most likely on drugs. She's probably doing that for the,
Let her get caught. You don't know her.
Exactly.
She's doing it for a drug test or whatever.
For
And
context.
I just told her, like, don't ever do that again. If somebody ever asks you to do that, don't ever do that.
Now some company's gonna hire a druggie.
Yes.
For context, the B&B or the gas station you work at is like next to like the
parole office.
The parole office. That's why this lady asked for her to pee in a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Cut out the name. Just say gas station.
B&B. It's not even called the B&B anymore.
Then later on,
Nothing.
like a couple hours afterwards, she was already changed shift. She's already left for the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working with a different female employee. And then the crazy lady comes back, and this time
I need some more urine.
this time she's upset. Like, she's mad. She's visually upset. Like, I could tell from across the room. And then she's just like storming all over the place, grabbing things that she wants to buy. And then she gets to the counter and she talks to the other female coworker that I have. And she's like, at this point, I've already told the other person what happened before. And then she's like, my coworker just asked her, like, how's your day, how's it going, and stuff like that, normal stuff. Crazy lady tells her, like, you know that girl who worked here earlier? Like, yeah. Her piss didn't pass.
Her piss didn't pass. What a thing,
Not full
thing
of
to
their-
say.
It's
Just fully admitting that you stole piss.
she used
Well, you didn't steal, but
she stole
you
piss,
took piss
and then used
Yeah.
it for a test.
And still failed.
Something that we never asked
and
about.
then got mad that the piss
Didn't
Oh,
pass.
the piss didn't pass.
That's the title of this episode for sure.
The piss didn't
The
pass.
piss did not pass.
There was another funny part to the story, and it's the fact that she paid the
Oh,
person,
really?
Yeah, she paid my other female coworker one. She paid her like
How
$20
much?
$20 for
I
her
feel
piss in
like
a cup.
someone gave me $20. I'd be like, fuck it. Okay.
Like, yeah, I'll give you my piss for $20
I'll give you my piss.
legally.
This is a legally binding agreement.
But not only that, but like the lady beforehand asks female coworker one. I don't want to use their names. Stop laughing.
Female one.
Just use fake names.
Nah.
Nah. I like female 1 and female 2.
Okay.
Anyway, she asked her beforehand, like, are you on any drugs or any medications before, or anything, like, stuff you would normally say
it's
to
like
get
she's
yourself
doing
out.
the drug test.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm not taking any drugs. I later found out the day after, like, she's on birth control and, like,
I was gonna say, would
antidepressants.
birth control throw it off?
Maybe, I don't know. But, like, she's on birth control, antidepressants, and stuff like that. So
she's not on whatever drugs
she's not on
the crazy
illegal,
lady was taking.
Yeah, she's
No.
not on illegal drugs, but she
Yeah.
is on medication drugs.
I was hoping it would be like she was on drugs and was just fucking with this
That's
woman.
why she said yes, is because she was high.
and just sabotaged her.
Yeah.
She's not the brightest person I've met, but I don't know whether she can actually come up with that on the fly. But
I'm taking this woman down.
You're not cool with using her name, but you're cool with saying she's an idiot.
she's not an idiot.
I'm
she's
just kidding.
Well, she'll never know.
This part will get
She's
cut.
too dumb.
Nah, maybe. But like
Wow.
I was joking around later, like I would if somebody actually did that. We have like a bottle of bleach.
Piss.
We have a bottle of bleach in the bathrooms to use for cleaning. Like if somebody came up to us in that situation, the same exact situation.
You put the bleach in the piss.
Yes, well, not in the piss, but like just fill the bottle with bleach and just give it to him and say like, "This is my piss."
I'll probably accept it. I'll be like, yeah, okay.
Please don't drink this.
Or do.
Well, I wasn't going to drink your piss.
Yeah, just answer. Next time you have to do a drug test. Hey, here
Hand
you
it off
go.
and say, please don't drink
Don't
this.
drink this.
Please don't drink this. I wasn't going to.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna.
And then later
I was
on,
like, well, I don't know how these things work.
and then later on they're like,
I've never been drug tested.
the drug test person is just like, I wonder what this tastes like now that he's mentioned
Well,
this.
shit, now it's on my mind.
Why did he bring it up anyway?
Maybe just a little sip.
Maybe someone like.
Gross.
Maybe it is apple juice.
Well, then test it and find out and drink it.
There's only one way to find that out.
Well, I don't know. Mark, can you top that story?
No, I can't. I've never experienced
What is
something
your
that
most
crazy.
whack-ass customer?
Well, okay, so this is nothing at all to the extent of implying that they're buying a baby coffin and or trying to get out of a drug test and still failing. There was one time a customer went up to the lottery ticket booth with my coworker, and she was flirting with him, trying to get some more tickets out of him.
Some free lotteries.
So she was like leaning over the counter.
Can you redeem a lottery ticket if it hasn't been actually purchased? Does it work?
Yeah, I
does it
mean-
work like prepaid cards?
I think so. I think you can.
Wait, what are you asking?
You need to scratch it off in order
Like,
to
you
get
know,
the code.
you can't steal a gift card because that's to be activated at the register.
Yeah, well,
Like, does the lottery
I think it
ticket-
may work the
with
same way.
a lot of tickets you activated beforehand.
Oh,
So you can essentially steal a lotto ticket, but you can't refund it.
okay.
Anyway, she was messing with him. But
Not
like,
that I'm
to,
planning on.
But
I'm just curious.
to do that, she was leaning over the counter really hard to like show off her cleavage. She was wearing a dress. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm mopping in the back, and like her whole ass is out of her dress, and then she leaves and like
The floor did not get mopped that day.
yeah, the floor was not getting mopped, and like Tyler was like she was trying to give the show to my coworker, but I got the show, so it was.
You say you got the ass into this deal.
I got the ass end of that deal. Yes, very nice. But that's the only like crazy customer I've ever
Really?
seen. I'm sure that's not true. I've worked at that same gas station for 3 years.
I know you've had robbery there, and you
get-
described that to me.
We did get robbed, which
That is the funniest thing that's ever happened in the
yeah,
store.
but nobody was there when it happened. They
It was
got
at night.
It was at night, and the robber broke through the glass door and went to the registers, expecting us to leave the money at the register. So he like spends all his time trying to pry the registers open, and he's like violently getting these open, which was initially this is like the most terrifying thing on earth because like I've already been there for several years. This has already felt kind of like a home to me. So this is like watching somebody break into my own home and go through my shit. And then, so, like, I'm already into that, oh my god, the hand over my mouth kind of thing. But then, like, he gets the registers open, and then, like, you can kind of see him, like, put his hands up, like, well, what the fuck? And, like, he's, like...
Where the money at?
Looking around like an idiot, and, like, he can't find the money.
Someone beat me to it.
Yeah, and he's just like, I can't find the money. And so he grabs our change box, which is full of coins, which is probably at most $250.
Yeah, that we keep off to the side.
$250?
Like 200
in coins?
I think at most probably $200 worth of coins.
That's a lot of coins.
So he leaves with just that. He can't find the safe, and he leaves. But the thing is, we have a shit ton of cameras.
Yeah.
And he has a super unique vehicle, like
yes.
And it turns out that he stole the vehicle before doing the robbery.
What was the vehicle, Mark?
It was like a flatbed truck. It was a flatbed white truck.
This is my favorite part of the story.
And, like, I don't know.
This getaway vehicle is a giant flatbed truck.
That's not actually the best part of the whole story. Like,
what is...
he gets away with a stolen flatbed truck that's a company vehicle.
And gets caught immediately.
Yes, he gets caught immediately. But on his way out, he decides, like, these coins aren't enough. These aren't enough to satiate my stealing habits.
My bloodlust.
So he's making his way towards the door, towards the entrance way that he made, and then he stops, turns around, looks at our Little Debbie shelf.
Did he steal food?
Yeah, he looked at our Little Debbie's shelf, and then he just stole a box of honey buns.
I don't remember that.
I feel like if I was a robber, I'm like, I'm in.
I'm already...
I'm get some honey buns.
We're already there, dude.
I want to pay for honey buns.
But these are like 50-cent honey buns.
I know.
He can pay with a roll of pennies
of his new $200 worth of coins.
He could get 400 boxes of honey buns.
And then he gets caught immediately. That was super funny. Especially that, like, we got his license plate with every single camera we had outside.
Like, there's an entrance and exit way that we have, and he went in through the entranceway, parked in front of like 3 different cameras, so we got 3 different
where he
angles.
Parked was a perfect angle with one of the cameras for his license plate.
Yeah, he went through the entrance, stopped right in front of the door, and then at that point he could have left through the exit, but no, he decides to go through. He turns around, goes through the entrance. And then doing that, he passes by 6 other cameras, and then a close-up camera that we have that points.
What cameras do you have?
Oh, our boss was crazy about cameras.
I mean, it worked out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, then he goes past a camera that's angled properly to where it's like right on your license plate, and it's close up to where it like gets your license plate in view.
That's good.
And he does that, and it just leaves. And
Dumbass was caught the same night, like minutes later.
How did they notice him? He just blended in with traffic
with his giant white flatbed truck,
company vehicle.
Yeah, that he stole.
What if he put the honey buns on the flatbed and like, strapped them down?
Yeah,
got some cargo.
Funny enough, we also got a return on that. The honey buns.
Get that 50 cents back.
No, he stole a whole box. So it was like $5.
Oh, okay. Get those $5 back.
There was this homeless guy that came in once and got super offended that I wouldn't let him sleep on the benches in the back. And so, like, we keep that light on above the benches, so we don't generally like people staying there. So he shows up and he asks me, "Hey, man, I just need a place to sleep real quick. Would you be alright if I slept on those benches over there?" And I said, like, "Yeah, it's fine if you just hang out for a bit, but when we leave, we can't have you stay here." For context, in Texas, it's illegal to loiter like that.
Yeah,
you're not. I mean, you'll get picked up by the cops. And then poor you will have to sleep indoors.
Darn
it! Now I get to sleep indoors. But anyway, so I told him he couldn't stay there, and then he got super offended. I was like, "Well, fine, I'll go to the bridge. Can I sleep under the bridge? Is that okay?" And I said, like, "I don't own the bridge. You can sleep there."
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Sure. I don't own the bridge.
Exactly what I said, yeah. Oh, there was another customer who oh, no, this isn't even worth getting into. He was just an asshole.
I've got tons of stories like that, but this, it's just like, he was a dick.
Yeah, but not even worth getting into the story.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Next
We're at an hour.
topic. Is it an hour?
Yeah.
Well, I have movies that I watched recently.
Do we say that for a different part? Nobody cares about movies.
What?
We're talking about idiot customers.
Okay, all right. I watched some movies, but okay.
We'll talk about them on Metal Gear.
Yeah,
All
you guys
right.
can talk about it then.
That game is a movie.
But we have at the store that I work at, we have a regular customer who we've dubbed Stab Victim because he's
Oh my god.
Stab victim.
Yeah, he's like, how can I describe him without?
It's hard to make fun of him.
He was stabbed.
He was in a car accident. We found out much later, which kind of takes all the wind out of the sail of making fun of him.
Took the steam out of it.
But
he acted like that before he got into the car accident.
But he was an asshole.
Yes.
You got a karma situation.
He's a hardcore addict. Like.
He's a druggie.
Addicted
to where he would like
stabbed.
beg us to get him a pack of cigarettes for him.
Ooh.
Or bum a smoke off us.
No.
One time he tried to get a jug of milk, and then the jug of milk was $4, and then he said, "Oh, I can't afford that," and he puts the jug of milk back, then he buys a pack of cigarettes, which is $6. Priorities.
Yeah, get your priorities in line.
And recently he's
Fuck milk.
Something that's literally healthy for you.
Yeah.
Recently he started gambling. He started playing scratch tickets.
Good. Getting his life together.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna make that money back.
Flush yourself deeper.
There's a lotto ticket that's like $10. It's called 50 or 100, and you have the chance of winning either $50 or $100. Nothing else. And he plays that ticket like there's no tomorrow.
Or $0.
Like he would spend.
You'd 0, 50, or 100.
They don't like to mention that part.
Yeah.
You could lose.
Yeah, you could lose.
Yeah, the chances on that ticket is not great.
Probably would.
I would imagine if the payout's that big, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't even get $1.
But he would spend probably $250.
$50 or $100.
No, he spends $250 on that ticket, and then almost cries over the fact that he doesn't win.
I don't.
Cigarettes, I can kind of get people getting
Those
into
are actually addictive.
because they're made to be addictive.
Yeah.
Alcohol, I can get because sometimes people just want to relax at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What other vices are there?
Fall on it.
You kind of fall on it. I mean, like if responsibly, it's just a drink.
Yeah. We're talking about addictions.
I'm talking about vices, like stuff that is like it's okay to like do stuff like that.
Down.
Tickets, I cannot find anything redeemable about buying lottery tickets every single day.
Other than the 0.01% chance you might get $10.
I don't. I think like you've hit rock bottom.
I like lottery tickets when I didn't pay for them.
Yeah,
like Christmas. Sometimes I get lottery tickets and it's like, hey, I'm not gonna lose anything. And then it's like, oh, I got $5.
Yeah,
I didn't have $5 before,
but now I do.
Well, now I do.
I don't know.
But actually, like buying them every day, it's like, you just get a
we
job.
have people who paid.
Just get a job.
who played like 15 times every single day.
Yep.
That's not
without exaggeration. There may be even more.
And just recently, I sold $500 worth of tickets to one person.
Just bite the bullet. Get the job at Walmart.
Yeah.
They'll hire anyone. I don't want to work at Walmart. Well, you'll have a steady income.
Yeah.
And you won't die.
I don't want to work at Walmart.
Do you like having nice things? Maybe have a heart.
No one wants to work at McDonald's. But you, what have you got to lose at this point?
I hope you guys are enjoying your Starbursts because I've been busting my ass this last week.
At the old candy factory.
At the old candy factory.
Yeah, didn't you guys have like a blackout or something?
No, we didn't have a blackout recently. But there's a risk whenever it storms super hard like I did the other day.
Like this week.
You don't have to deal with customers anymore, do you?
No, thank God. That's the only good thing. There's only... Okay, trade secret. Working at a factory is actually kind of easy.
Say isn't so.
It's actually pretty easy.
You press buttons and you push levers.
There's only a fraction of the job that I have that's actually very physically demanding. And like even that, I prefer physically demanding over than like being in charge of like keeping numbers the right way.
Yeah.
You know, like keeping machines running correctly.
Yeah.
But like if I just have to put a thing in a thing every couple of hours, hey man, That's some good time spent. I would just think of think of video games or movies while I'm there.
Putting things in things.
Just put a thing in a thing every other hour. Okay. But like sometimes it can be like pretty demanding. Yeah, I mean like it's work, and I'm like exhausted when I get home. But like, hey, I can get nice things.
Hey, I've got money now.
Yeah, I'm so. At this point, I've had more money than I've ever had.
I would imagine.
And
how much you work.
The future is looking bright.
Gotta wear shades.
Gotta wear shades.
So if you like this episode, share your own whack-ass customer stories. I would like to read them.
Yeah, please comment.
And feel some camaraderie. We're in this together.
All retail guys need to stay together.
Yes. What time?
You were no longer one of them.
There's this once in retail, always in retail.
Sure.
It's something that stays in your soul forever.
That's fucking depressing. I don't want to be.
No, it's lessons that you learn will stick in your soul forever.
Right.
It makes you a better person. Work in retail.
And then I guess you get old and just become a shitty person and yell at people on your desk. Something happens when you're old.
It's funny.
Apparently.
I was talking with my friend once, and like we had like an especially entitled customer who was being a dick, and then they left, and then we were just looked at each other and was like, you can really tell some of these people haven't had a retail job ever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if they had, they would treat people in retail better.
Yeah. No, I don't ever want to become part of a retail worker's story.
Yeah, exactly. They make their own podcast.
I don't want to be in any stories. I just want to get my thing and give you the money and go.
I want to leave
I'm not going to tell you a fucking story.
Yeah.
I'm not going to yell at you about my order's not ready.
It's like,
I'm not going to be in line and be like, is there anyone else working? I know how a line works. I'll just wait.
Yeah, that's the two types of customers that I hate the most. The customers that take too long and talk too much.
Yes. Like this wasn't even a bad customer, but the other day I had a customer just tell me the story out of nowhere. And it wasn't like a bad story, but the whole time I'm thinking like, why is he telling me this?
Yeah.
He just showed up and just started talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, people, I don't understand.
I don't know you.
Yeah, it's worse.
Extroverts don't make any fucking sense to me.
Stay at home.
Just, like,
do your thing and go home.
And tell the stranger the story.
Yeah, it's the worst out in the country because like
Make
everyone
a friend and tell it to them.
Everyone has a story out in the country. Everybody will be willing to tell you their life story for a good hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was out with Jim and we were hunting. It's like, who's Jim? Why are you hunting? I don't know you.
A couple days ago I caught a big ass catfish. It was about as long as my dick.
But anyway.
Pretty short fish.
Yeah.
End of the podcast.
Okay. Thank you for watching this episode.
And look forward to more in the future.
Yeah. We'll try and do this once a month.
We'll do it whenever it feels right.
We'll try and do this more often.
Yeah.
Not once a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once a holiday.
Yeah.
All
right.
Bye-bye.